Hey, what's up guys? Charles here on Church Tech Media, here with another video for churches looking for tech solutions, or maybe you're on a budget and you're looking for ideas to up your video game in your church. So last week we talked about the Failure Tech G4 Pro iPhone stabilizer. If you've not watched that video, you can click the link up here to view it. For today, we're going to be looking at the DJI Osmo. So the Osmo can be used for your vlogs, can be used as an action camera, just like your GoPro, except this time around it's attached on a 3-axis stabilized gimbal. So when you're doing your extreme sports, when you're out doing your cycling or whatever it may be, you'll be getting those really smooth shots. So now let's take a look at what comes with the Osmo. So it comes in a really sturdy case, which is really good for traveling. So, and there we go, the DJI Osmo. Just love how it comes in one piece. Now let's take a look at the hardware interface of this device. On the front, you can see that there's a joystick, a shutter button, a record button, on-off switch. On the side, there is this, your smartphone clamp for you to put on the smartphone to use the Osmo together with the app. On the front, there is your trigger button, and it comes with a 3.5 audio jack for you to attach your external microphones. And at the top, this is the ZenMuse X3, is the camera that comes with a 20mm equivalent lens, f2.8, and interesting thing to note is that this camera is also the same camera that is used on the DJI Inspire drone. So it's really good stuff, really good quality, good image that you get out of this. So before we go into talking about the actual operation of the Osmo, we're going to be talking about the application real quick, because in order to effectively use the Osmo, we got to know how to use the app too, because the app is basically your main viewfinder for the camera, and the app is the only way you're going to be adjusting the settings for the camera, because there's no way you can adjust the settings for the ZenMuse X3 on the camera itself except through the application. So let's take a look at what comes inside the app. Okay, now looking at the camera settings on the DJI app. At the top left-hand corner, there are two toggles between the picture mode and video mode. So we'll be looking at the video mode. Next, you get to choose between auto or slow motion. And there's the record button. And below that, there are the manual settings. So you can shoot it in auto, shutter priority mode, where you can just adjust the shutter speed, or full manual, where you can adjust the ISO, the shutter, and even the exposure. And below that is the video playback button. On the right side, you get the home icon, the photo icon where you can grab a screen capture, and here the gimbal settings where you can recenter, put it into selfie mode, lock on the orientation via the app, and lastly, the settings. So right now we're going to jump in to see the operation of the Osmo. So here goes. Before we turn on the Osmo, one thing we got to do is to unlock the 3-axis, and right here you can see that they actually give you the symbols to show you where to turn. And lastly here, push the switch up, and there the gimbal is loose. Just some basic operation methods for the Osmo. As you see, as mentioned earlier, there's a trigger button in the front. So when you hold down the trigger button, it locks the camera in a specific direction. And when you double tap the trigger button, it recenters the camera. Next, when you triple tap a camera, you go into selfie mode, and here you can just basically shoot your vlogs. Right now we're going to be showing you some additional accessories that you can purchase to add on to your Osmo setup to make it a better experience for you. So first up, you could get the additional lithium batteries. So one thing about the Osmo is that the battery life on it is not the greatest. So the battery kind of runs out pretty fast. And so it'll always be good to have an extra battery to give you more juice while you're out shooting your videos on the Osmo. Another thing that will be really helpful is to get this extension for your universal mount, where it comes with hot shoe adapters, where you can connect this to your Osmo to expand its capability by attaching on external microphones, external LED lights to maybe if you're shooting out in the dark. This will be a great tool for you to expand your setup. Lastly, the tripod mount for the Osmo. So if you are shooting your footage and you happen to want to take stationary shots and you don't want to really hold it the whole time, it'll be great to get a tripod to mount it on and then set it on the table, on the ground, whatever you want to do with it, and there you go, you get a stationary shot. So these are some accessories that you can purchase with your Osmo, and there are much more. If you were to look on the DJI website, you'll be able to see a list of other additional accessories that you could pair up with your Osmo. So you might be asking the question, how would this work for my church? I think that the Osmo is a really great device to use if you're wanting to create vlogs, because you can just basically take it with you wherever you go into your selfie mode and start vlogging and creating, short teaching videos, sharing videos on the go. Another great use for the Osmo is you can use this as a B cam in your church video setup because it has great stabilizer. You get smooth shots and it's great color rendition and overall very good video quality for a B cam. And another great means of using this camera would be to bring it on the mission field, because one great point I love about the Osmo is that it is portable, it's easy to set up, and when you want to keep it in the case, it's small. You don't have to bring a whole bag load of gear on your mission trip, but you just need to bring this device, your smartphone, and maybe just an additional external microphone, and you're set to go to be able to document your whole journey on your mission trip. And then when you get back, you have great footage to put into your video and to present to your church. So I hope this has helped you in your decision if you're wanting to buy the DJI Osmo. So once again, thank you. So if you liked the video, hit the thumbs up button, and if you like what you've been watching, please do subscribe.